Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video lesson about how to simplify algebraic fractions. So what's going to happen is you're going to take notes with me on the first page, and then you have a chance to pause the video and try some problems on your own, and then at the end you can see how you did. Alright, so let's take a look at this first fraction, which is 8/10. So here's the good news. If you know how to reduce this fraction, you can reduce these more complex fractions down here. So 8/10 I know can be reduced because I can divide both the 8 and 10 by a common factor of 2, right? Because they're both even numbers. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 4/5 is the simplified version of 8/10. And the way I know that is the GCF of both 4 and 5 is 1, so that means it's simplified. So to simplify fractions, you must reduce by common denominators. Please underline reduce by common factors, So now that you understand that, let's try this one down here. Alright, so here we have 4x plus 6 divided by 10x plus 15. So again, I'm allowed to reduce common factors, right? So in order to reduce common factors, I need to factor both the numerator and denominator. So 4x plus 6, I can take out 2. So it's going to be 2 times 2x plus 3. And then the denominator, 10x plus 15, there's a common factor of 5, right? So I'm going to take out a 5. And that'll be 5 times 2x plus 3. So if you notice, both the numerator and denominator have a common factor of 2x plus 3. So I'm allowed to cross those off. And what's left over is 2/5. And 2/5 is our answer. Alright, let's do one more. Notice this one has a binomial on the top and a trinomial on the bottom. But again, it's solved the same way, simplified the same way as these other two fractions where we first need to factor. So x squared minus 4, that's a difference of squares. So that's going to be x plus 2 times x minus 2. And then down here, I'm going to go with reverse FOIL for this one. So this is going to be x and x, and minus 7, and plus 2. Alright, so now I'm allowed to reduce both the numerator and denominator by common factors. So I'm going to cross off the x plus 2 here, and x plus 2 here, and what's left over is a x minus 2 over x minus 7. And there's our simplified answer. Now I want to take 1 minute real quick and talk about what a restriction is. Okay, so a restriction is a value that makes the denominator equal to 0. Okay, anytime you have a fraction, you're not allowed to have the denominator be 0. So in this case, all right, to make this a 0, the x would have to be a 7, right? So that means x can be any number but 7. So 7 is the restriction for this one. Okay, down here we didn't have a variable in the denominator, so there's no restriction, and same thing up here. But anytime you have a variable in the bottom, you have to figure out what number will make the denominator equal to 0, and that's what the restriction is. Alright, so won't you pause the video and try the your turn now problems, and when you're done, hit play. You can see how you did. Alright, good luck. Alright, welcome back. Let's see how to do these practice problems. So here we had 2x plus 6 divided by 5x plus 15. And again, I'm going to take out a common factor here of 2. So that should be 2 times x plus 3. And here I'm going to take out a common factor of 5. So that'll be 5 times x plus 3. And in this case, we have a common factor of x plus 3. So our answer is just 2/5. Alright, in this one, I can take out a common factor of 2 again. And so that'll be 2 times x plus 4. And here I have a trinomial in a factor, so this is going to be an x and an x, and then a plus 10, and a minus 4, and cross off the common factors of x minus 4. So we end up with 2 over x plus 10. That's the simplified version of the fraction, right? In this case, the restriction, x cannot equal negative 10. Alright, how'd you do?